Hey, quick video here on New Year's Day. What is that on my head? That's a HDZero brand goggles. So many different things in FPV that are hard for people who aren't in FPV to understand. One is, why are you wearing this thing on your face? Well, because it has high definition screens that make it look like a movie theater, basically, inside your inside there, so that you're looking at a really large screen. That's what you're seeing in front of you right now. But I see it from the perspective that I'm in the pilot seat flying this as if I'm the pilot. So it's kind of a way to escape reality a little bit and get up above where the birds are and go up the mountains, go fly up high, spin around, do things that you couldn't do even in a real airplane or helicopter. So that's what that is. And there's different versions or brands. So HDZero is one brand. There's DJI. There is one called Walk Snail. Yeah, weird name. There's one called well, there's something called Analog, which is the same thing as what TV was before digital TV. So back in the 80s and 90s, and before that even, there was analog television sets, and you can do analog real cheap on FPV drones. You don't get great quality, but one thing you do get is really low latency. So what is latency? As you see, I'm turning around, I'm flying close to the ground sometimes. Well, the DJI, the Walk Snail, um, I'm missing another one. Can't think of it right now. But anyway, they all have latency. So the goggles that you wear for those transmit and receive. These HD0 goggles only receive. Analog only receives. They're the only two that I know of that only receive. There's one coming out in the future that's in alpha right now that people are working on converting some security cameras to make it work. But anyway, now this is the same goggles, but they have a little side card. That yellow Speedy Bee antenna holder thing that's on the side of my HD Zeros, that is what this is. So this is analog. Analog and HD0 have almost just speed of light latency. So 3-4 milliseconds, something like that. So when you're flying DJI or something else, the problem you have with there's a few problems, right? So if you're flying a mountaintop and you're about to run into something, you may not see it in time to avoid it because your goggles haven't received all of the bits of the video stream coming to it. And so your goggles send a request back to your video transmitter on your drone saying, "Hey, I missed some bits. Can you send them back?" And then it says, "Oh yeah, here you go." And then you're waiting that whole time before the screen updates. And that may sound, the way I'm saying it, like it's a really long time, but it's long enough that it can cause you problems. Like running into trees, like running into walls, like running into 2x4s, like running into the ground, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, the reason HDZero doesn't have latency is because it's only receiving. And these are new goggles for me, and this is kind of a new thing. So I've used analog before, and I really like it when I'm trying to do any kind of precise flying where I'm, needing to make turns really quick. It doesn't mean that I do. It just means that it helps a little bit. So still new, still crash a lot. And if you're not crashing, you're not learning. So, but I had these huge display goggles that I kind of hacked in some battery connections to it so that I could use better batteries. But then it just became there's also So I don't wear glasses. I got LASIK, but I got the long view prescription burned into my eyes, which actually makes it a little bit hard to see up close. And my goggles were too close to my eyes, so I couldn't focus very well. So I had to 3D print some extensions. And you know, these these goggles have um, eye lenses that you can modify just by turning them and changing. Or you don't even turn them. There's a slider that turns them, and it makes it so that you can kind of put readers. Like I use readers when I need to look at something really close to me, and so it gives you some magnification, makes it real easy uh, to just see what you want to see and not be blurry or out of focus. So these goggles have just been awesome. Like I was trying to decide, do I want to get these goggles or do I want to get the new Cadix, which is the the name of the company that makes walk snail is Cadix, and they just came out with some Cadix X goggles. And I was thinking about getting those, but everyone just raves about these HDZero, so I ended up getting them, and I'm really glad I did because now there's a whole lot of uh, code and other problems with the Cadix walk snail. Like I'm sure they'll be good at some point, but they're gonna it's gonna take a while, probably a year or so before they're ready for prime time. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video on what all this stuff means. If you're looking to buy analog goggles or if you're looking to buy an HD system, this one is really good, especially if latency is an issue. I'm going to put a video transmitter running HDZero on a 7-inch drone and just see how far I can go. If I can go to the top of mountains and still video in high definition. You start seeing sparkles on this when it loses data because it's not going to ask for the data to be resent. So that's one drawback. But for my long distance, I usually put a GoPro on top anyway, so that's not that big a deal. Let's see, is there anything else? If you got any questions, just let me know. This is a Dragonfly 20 from Flywoo, and it comes with this HDZero built in. I really like it. It's fun. I flew 9 packs today out in the front yard. Thought I was recording it all, and I didn't. So this is what I ended up with instead. Is my first few flights with it. So that's another reason it's so bad. Is I don't have very many packs on either the HDZero system or on this on this drone.